Dystat and Runner Space hanging out. Great cow run. And the man who ran better than anyone today, Robert Brandt from Loyola, 14:22, varsity champion, prevailing in a great battle with Brian Zabilski from Saugus, also sub 14:30. Robert, we talked off camera. You know his credentials. You know he was sub 9 in the 32. Obviously, the top returning guy in Division II in the state and cross country. What does this do for you, confidence-wise, and just positive energy-wise going forward with this type of performance?
It gives me a lot of confidence going in. I was a little nervous going into the race. Wasn't sure what I could do, but I just ran in my own race, kind of settled into a smooth pace, and yeah, I mean, it felt really smooth, so I'm confident going into the rest of the season. Just don't want to run too hard too early. So.
What were you and Coach Loyola talking about from a tactical standpoint, just in terms of maybe what to expect or anticipate from him? And you know, obviously you're familiar with this course. You almost broke 15 here last year. So I mean, were there certain areas that said like, hey, let's move on him, or let's try to put him away early or put him away late? What were you thinking?
I mean, going into the race, I knew. I mean, he's obviously sub 9, and he's a great runner. So I kind of stayed conservative at the beginning. I wanted to stay behind him, and then once I hit the mile, I started to open up a little bit of a gap. So I just kind of tried to stay smooth, and I mean, in my second mile, I think I hit 9:30, and by that point he was like 10 or 15 seconds back. So I just kind of took it from there and tried to bring it in smooth and not try to kill it too hard. So yeah, that's a good
absolutely.
Race.
When you have such a good performance like this, but you understand, you're a smart guy. You've been through these battles before. I mean, this is great for today and for September 6th, but obviously a long road to pull in front. So, how do you keep this all in perspective when you go back to working on Monday?
Yeah, that's kind of one of my biggest things this season. Is I mean, obviously the goal is state meet NXN. I'm CIF, so I'm just trying to. Last year I might have trained a little bit too hard, too early, and I had a weaker state meet than I wanted to. So I'm just trying to train a little bit less on these earlier months of the season, and then start picking up my training leading up to Mount Sac, and then obviously taper. So it's kind of my goal in mind as NXN. So
how did you and Coach and the rest of the group approach training this summer? Any adjustments or modifications just based on the fact that you're a year bigger, stronger, faster, that you could take on more? Was it more, more aerobic versus speed? I mean, how did you guys focus on this summer?
This summer it's kind of a formula we do every year. We do the same training, same races up in Mammoth, same tempo workouts, and yeah, we just kind of try to stay, I mean, a little bit more conservative, obviously training really hard because we know we had to with a lot of like younger guys on our team, which have performed exceptionally these last few months, and I'm just so happy with them. So yeah, I mean, same training approach, and just I just think our guys have stepped up and we're running really well. So
yeah, absolutely. I'm glad that you brought that up. Obviously, you were the winner, but I thought even an equal or possibly even more significant victory is the fact that a lot of young guys stepped up, and you guys took second overall to a really established Saugus program. How excited does that have you?
Yeah, that had me. I mean, obviously we wanted to beat them. I mean, we were competitive, but I mean, just getting that close to them and having guys like our sophomore Charlie Sherman step up, and whereas last few months he wasn't running that great, and these last 2 weeks he's just been running so great. So I'm just really happy with our whole team, and we're running really well. So.
And how's the leadership role developed for you, Robert? I mean, like you said, I mean, obviously you've been through it and had the benefit of working with a lot of older guys when you came into the program, and now you're kind of trying to pass on that wisdom and that knowledge, and more important, the tradition and the culture that you guys have. How's the leadership taken on this so far?
At the beginning, I mean, I'm not as I don't try to push my team as hard as I usually do. But watching guys like some of our alumni guys like Josh Lewis and Ned Trim, I mean, I kind of watched them, and I've been taking leadership a lot more seriously this year. And I mean, this team, at the beginning of this season, we weren't. I mean, they work hard, but they weren't working as hard as they should have. And then I kind of told them we need to step it up. In these last few weeks, they've just been awesome, and they've just been working as hard as I've ever seen them. And yeah, so I think we're gonna have a great season.
Very cool. I'll wrap it up on this. We were joking off camera about the fact that you were vying to crack that top 100, but is this a little bit of validation for you that if maybe people thought you were under the radar and maybe still looking to get into that class of the Austin Tamagnos and some of those other guys, is this kind of validation for you that it's like, hey, like my training's going well and I'm in the right place right now?
Yeah. I mean, I knew in the beginning of the season I was a little bit of an underdog. I mean, I didn't run it obviously Masters and 2 mile. I didn't run it at state meet. and I had a bad state meeting cross country, so I think I'm a little bit under the radar. But I mean, my training's been going great, and I'm just trying to stay in my box and run my own races. So I mean,
a little extra fuel and motivation for you, though?
Yeah, exactly. It's just motivating me a lot. Like, not seeing my name on the top 100 got me. It fired me up a little bit. So yeah, I think it's good motivation.
Okay, we'll try to squeeze you in at 99 or 100 next time around, but no. Seriously, tremendous effort, 14:22 in the opener here at Great Cow, and keep up the good work. Best of luck.
All right, thank you so much.
Thanks.